Good afternoon, folks. I thought I would just do a little short video this afternoon talking about this and that, another TAT. And I'm going to start on it right after this. 5, 6, 7, 8, boom.
Hey! Roger! Rocket Chick Roger! Hello there.
So I thought it's time for a TAT. We like these TATs because it just covers a little bit of everything. And I wanted to share some new information that I've collected over the last few days. And I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to share some comments with you that I got on one of my more recent videos that I think is kind of important. I wanted to let you know what people are saying, okay? So, I'm going to get started. A friend of mine, John Canavan, wrote the other day, and he said, Don, forgive me if you've answered this before, but did you move to Ecuador sight unseen, or did you visit first? If so, could you maybe cover what things you might want to do for an exploratory trip before moving to Ecuador? Thanks. Hi, John. I promised you that I would make a video out of this, and I thought this would be a great topic to cover on a TAT. No, I didn't do an exploratory trip. At the time that I was thinking about coming here, I was still working. I only had 2 weeks available for vacation. I estimated, it's going to take me 2 days to actually get from Arizona to here, and then 2 days to get back because of all of the stops and so forth. I mean, I would have had to fly from Phoenix to Miami, Miami to Guayaquil, and then get to Cuenca, to Manta, and it's just, too much trouble. I tell people I'm doing my exploratory trip right now, and I actually am. I've been here 11 months. I'm still on my exploratory trip. I don't know for sure that I'm going to stay here. And I think a lot of people know that because I've expressed a few times that I'd like to explore other areas, I've talked about going to Cuenca, I've talked about going to Vilcabamba, I've talked about going to Panama, Colombia, Mexico, who knows? I'm still exploring. But for those of you that do have time to do an exploratory trip, you really need more than a week or 2 weeks, to tell you the truth, I think. Because, you got to get into an area, like if you want to explore the coastal region, the best place to land is come right here into Manta and then go from here. Hire a personal driver like Juan Zambrano, you've heard me talk about him before, and have him take you to places like Bahia, Canoa, down to San Lorenzo, on down to Olón, all up and down the coastline. There are areas that you can check out while you're here, and that's something that you need time to do that. So I would do that. When you come here on your exploratory trip, look at the medical facilities that we have here. Go and talk to a banker about CDs and investing. Talk to a real estate agent about renting or buying property. Don't come in here and buy a piece of property right off the bat. You know my feelings about that. I think that's a dumb thing to do. I'm sure I'm going to catch some crap about that. But anyway, so I hope that answers your question, John. No, I didn't do an exploratory trip. I'm doing it now. So, and boy, am I having a blast. Can you tell? So in responses to the $1,275 income requirement, boy, did this open up a can of worms. A lot of people, you would think that I wrote the damn law. Folks, I didn't have anything to do with this, okay? I agree. There are a lot of people that will not be able to come here because they don't have enough pension, to satisfy this requirement. There are other types of visas you can come in on. For most people that want to come here on a retirement visa, a pensioner's visa, you're going to have to show income of $1,275 or more to make it. And I still stick to my original argument that if you're going to come to someplace like Manta, you're going to need more than $1,275 to live on. I don't care how you look at it. A lot of people are going to argue with me on that, but it depends on your lifestyle, how you want to eat, what you want to do for entertainment. where you want to live. You want an ocean view, you want a nice, quiet, secluded house in a quiet neighborhood. It's going to be different everywhere you go. Somebody wrote and said, the $12.75 a month is a prudent move. Of course, it's important to come in with investment or degree certification and only have to show $425. But that doesn't mean a person could get by. I want to repeat that, but that doesn't mean a person can get by. And it isn't fair to Ecuadorian people to come down and take from their social safety net. You know, folks, I did this video on budgeting the other day, and I think I've covered just about every possible budget item that you can expect. I did leave out pet expense because I don't have a pet, so I didn't think about it, but that's, a lot of people ask me about that. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people, and I don't want to sound insensitive to it, but you're going to need more than $1,275 if you're going to live in Manta. Sure, there are a lot of places in Ecuador you can go and live on a lot less than that, and you'll hear some stuff some other people are saying in that regards to here in just a few minutes. I got an email a few months ago. I think this is after I did the video on Manta. Why Manta? Another YouTuber had posted a video and just really trashed Manta, and so I did a kind of a rebuttal video about Manta and why should anybody live in Manta. And after I did the video, I got an email from a gentleman named Ed Delgado. Hi Don, thanks for another great video, and thank you for defending not only Manta but also Ecuador. This guy, which I will find and let him know my thoughts, has obviously never been to Houston in the summer. The foul whiff from Galveston can choke a horse. Nice reference to LA traffic. I drive the 405 daily. Like I mentioned previously, I will be in Manta mid-January. Then he went on to say, I am the CEO, president of Ecuatoriana Airlines, the new airline which will start operations in June, July 2022. We will have 3 destinations from Manta to Cuenca, Quito, and Guayaquil. I wanted to let you know about that because I think it's great that we're going to have a regional airline here in Manta. It's great that we can have short flights, and hopefully, Ed, you'll expand and go to the islands, you know, and well, I think that's really it. Boy, if you go to the islands, Quito, Cuenca, and Guayaquil, I think you pretty much have the place covered. He didn't mention the islands, but anyway, I'm anxious for this to happen, Ed, and I hope that when you do get here and you open your airlines that you get in touch with me and let me come out and do an interview with you. I think it would be really important, and I think a lot of people would love for us to have a chat. Another thing I wanted to share with you today is I just got back from the dentist this morning at TAT Dental, and Dr. Victor told me that they just got a new x-ray type machine that enables them to take impressions of your mouth without that gooey substance that they try to gag a horse on. And what happens is they use this machine, this type of x-ray machine, which costs about $20,000, which is a lot of money here in Ecuador, but this thing is connected straight to the lab, and when they do this x-ray, it's kind of like a 3D x-ray, they're actually doing impressions without having to do the gooey, messy stuff they put in your mouth to make you clamp down on it and hold it for seems like hours, but you know it's really pretty quick. But what a pain that is. I'm so excited that TAT Dental is able to invest in this equipment, this modern equipment. TAT Dental is a really, really modern enterprise. I really encourage you people, if you are interested in dental tourism, I can't think of a better place than right here in Manta, and go see my friends over at TAT Dental. They don't sponsor me, but they did this for me, and I really appreciate their service, and I'm excited that they got this new equipment in. It just shows that they're growing, they're innovating, and they're expanding their services, and I'm excited about it, and you should be too. So come down here and get your teeth fixed. A lot of people got some ugly teeth. I know, I dated a few of them back in the States. So, moving on. I have an update on nursing homes. Somebody asked me once about nursing homes. What are you going to do when you get old here and you can't, take care of yourself? Like me. God, every morning when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I can barely walk. But anyway, I responded and said that I didn't think there were much in the way of nursing homes here. The Ecuadorian people take care of their people. They take care of their families. And a lot of these seniors that become completely dependent rely on their families to take care of them. And it sounded like from my video that there's no nursing homes. There is a facility right below me here where I live here. It's an ambulatory care center, and they have a lot of senior citizens in there, and they're there for the rest of their life, I guess, but I got a gentleman, a nice gentleman sent me an email, and he told me nursing homes in Spanish. He said some titles for nursing homes. He gave me a really thorough list of nursing homes here in MANTA, and I'm going to put this in the description, but I have a whole list here of nursing homes here in MANTA. And one of these days, hopefully, I'll get to do a video, and I'll get one to take me, and we'll go visit these nursing homes and see what their facilities are like, and kind of get an idea of what it costs and all that kind of stuff. And I'll share it with you, okay? I promise you, I'll share it with you. So here are some comments that I wanted to share with you in regards to budgeting and living here on the cheap, okay? Here in Ecuador and here in MANTA. My friend Ray wrote and said, I like your truthfulness, Don, so you have a little silver spoon in your mouth. LOL, that's okay. No, I don't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I wish I did. If I had a silver spoon in my mouth, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in Monaco or somewhere like that. But anyway, thanks anyway, Ray. The truth is, you can live here easy on $850 a month. I'm talking about here in Ecuador. And I agree, you can. My wife and I own a big, beautiful home in the ocean, no debt, with health insurance and eating, and yes, we use the bus and local taxi service to go everywhere, still maintain under $850 a month spending. And we do live on the higher side. Very comfortable, love the people, love this area, I love this lifestyle. MANTA is a higher price of living than they're here in the coastal towns, and I agree. Now, he brings up a good point because we talk a lot about this $12.75 limit and the cost of living to live here. Folks, you can live here on $500 a month if that's your budget and if that's your lifestyle. And I'm sure Ray and his wife have lived a very comfortable life. They own their house, and everybody's different. Every situation is going to be different. Everybody's income is different. There's not a lot of wealthy people coming here, but I'm telling you, you got to really, 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 number one, don't have any debt when you come here. And number two, explore and go out and find these areas. There's lots and lots of areas in Ecuador where you can live on less than $1,000 a month. Unfortunately, you have to show income of over $12.75. There's other ways around that. You need to talk to a visa facilitator, a lawyer, an immigration lawyer here, and get the facts straight about the different types of visas that you can come here on. Thanks you, Ray. I appreciate that. John Turner, my friend John Turner, wrote, great discussion, Don. We're still talking about regards to the video on budgeting. It's so important to have realistic expectations. Of course, living in North Denver, even $2,000 a month sounds cheap. Some people are phenomenal at managing their money. Some of us are not. I don't think we could expect to suddenly become frugal and efficient in our spending when we retire if during our life we have not been that person. That's my case. Having a realistic plan that includes all of those extra items you mentioned, as well as occasional trips home if you have family, is important. I totally agree and eliminating debt before moving. But I would say eliminating debt before retiring is key no matter where you live. And that's a good point. Get rid of debt, folks. That's a whole nother discussion. John is right. I mean, the problem is that and I have a guy, vendor going by, I don't know if you can hear his music or not. He sells, I think he sells ice cream. And by the way, when you come here, if you get a chance to get ice cream from one of these guys, these street vendors, which you should, for like 50 cents you can get the best cup of ice cream you ever had in your life. They're really good. But John makes a good point. We have a lifestyle that we live. When I was living in the States and before I retired, I had a lot more income than I have right now. And it was nothing for me I spent money like crazy. If I wanted something, I bought it. I didn't have any qualms about that whatsoever. And that's a bad habit to be in, really. I mean, when I came here, I still had the same mindset, but I didn't have the same money. I have some money, but I got to hang on to it. So you have to change your whole mindset. You have to change, you got to learn to develop a budget and live on that budget. But still, I mean, you can come here and live a great life on very little money. But John, you make a good point, man. LB wrote, wherever you think you might like to relocate, you take a big chance if you don't first visit and get a first-hand idea of what your income will get you. Look at what your income will buy you. When you come here, don't be flat, don't get overexcited about looking at a piece of property and seeing that wonderful ocean view and that beach view. If you can't afford it, folks, don't rent it. This is not the place to come and mess around with rent, okay? Don't take chances. Don't come here thinking, oh, well, I'll just get a job here and supplement my income. It's not quite that easy, okay? What's possible may not be what is acceptable. I like that. What's possible may not be acceptable. And he brings up a good point. Have reasonable expectations when you come here when it comes to money and what you can afford. Continuing on that same subject, I think a lot of these people make YouTube videos I think a lot of these people who make YouTube videos tend to give an idealistic view to potential expats, including the small businesses that offer relocation tourists. Relocation tourists. Okay, would I spend money on a relocation tour? Hell no. They're only going to show you, in my opinion, they're going to show you the best. Relocation tourists are not going to take you down the back streets of Manta where the extremely poor live. They're not going to do that. Why would they? They want you to come here and spend your money here, and they're not going to show you this stuff. This is the reality of living here. I can take you 2 blocks from where I live right here, and you'll be scared for your life, especially if it's at night. Okay? There are people that live here that are down and out and destitute, and they will steal and rob you blind to get a meal. I almost can't blame them. Don't give them a reason to do that to you, so stay out of those areas. Relocation tours are not going to take you in those areas, okay? Another factor that a lot of people may not realize is the cost of having a pet or two. That's something that I forgot to talk about in my budget. I didn't think about having a pet. Pet food here is just expensive or as cheap as you want it to be. But I'm sure you know, everybody that has pets already, you know that you have to factor that into your budget just like you do your own groceries. This guy said, I'm in Mexico with my dog and being in a new place, I had to deal with her getting into things that she was not faced with before, and I was constantly seeing vets, getting meds, etc. It is reasonably priced, but still, it is one more thing that you have to be prepared for. Still talking about having pets. The same thing for people dealing with unexpected events because everything is different. That's true. Everything is different here, folks. Everything. My friend Boo Boo wrote, hi Boo Boo. Hi Don. I think everyone has a different way of being happy. That is a great point. That is a great point. What makes me happy may not make you happy at all. What makes my girlfriend happy, I may not be happy about it either. I mean, everybody, that's a great point. I think everyone has a different way of being happy. I can be happy sitting on my butt watching TV 2 or 3 hours a day and then taking a nap. And some people can't be happy unless they're down at the beach and walking up and down in the sand, with their toes in the sand and wandering out there in the water and playing with their dogs on the beach and getting skin cancer. Just had to throw that in. There are many happy Ecuadorians who live below $1,200 because they compromise. No eating out, no alcohol. Oh my God. No alcohol. You had to throw that in there. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. No alcohol. No private driver. They spend 30% of their income on housing. Obviously, this may not work in Manta, but there are so many places, beautiful cities in Ecuador. People find a way to live within their budget. Same is true in the U.S. I agree with you on getting rid of your debt. Thank you, boo-boo. You're dead on right about that. No alcohol? Really? Did I mention that about 30% of my grocery budget is beer and wine? Makes me happy. Alcohol is expensive here. I wouldn't say it's expensive, but you come here thinking that, it's third world country, booze will be cheap. There is some cheap booze here, but I wouldn't drink it. They got some rock gut down at the store, down at Mega Maxi for $5 or $6. It's clear, you can see through it. It's in a clear bottle with no fancy labeling. I think it's from Russia. Or it's moonshine or something. I wouldn't drink it. Ooh. And then the last thing, that is right. There are houses and 2 apartments for rent in Ecuador for $200 to $300 per month. Obviously not in Cuenca or Manta, but in other good cities in Ecuador. That's true. There are some houses here in Manta in really nice, quiet neighborhood, nice modern homes, beautiful streets and everything for $450 a month, unfurnished. So there's possibilities all over, There again, it depends on your likes and dislikes and what you're able to deal with. And then the last thing I want to talk about on this TAT is Mark Bradbury and the Manta and Manabi Expats and Amigos Facebook group. I did a video on it the other day. Folks, this is a unlimited source of information for you. That you should be looking at this before you come to Ecuador. Join Mark's group. It's Manta and Manabi. Some people say Manabi. I said that wrong. I got corrected on that after I did Mark's video interviews. Manabi Amigos, Expats and Amigos. It's a Facebook group. He's got about 5,000 members. Lots and lots of people contribute information all the time. It's a friendly group. Just don't get in there and start advertising and doing a bunch of BS stuff. And read the rules, okay? Read the rules, because if you violate them, you will get kicked out. But there is so much useful information on this group, on this Facebook group. A lot of you say, I don't like Facebook. Yeah, well, if you don't have to like Facebook to join Mark's group, okay? There's a difference between specialized Facebook groups and just Facebook in general. Facebook in general is where all the slugs and the trolls are. But when you get on the specialty groups, that's tightly controlled and monitored 24/7 by admins, you won't regret it, okay? That's it for today. I'm done. I can't think of anything else I want to talk to you about. When you come, other than, if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know about the next video I post, which is going to be hopefully an interview. I've got a couple interviews lined up with some people that are going to be very interesting topics that you're going to want to see. One of them is going to be a gentleman that just moved here. The other one is going to be a gentleman that's in charge of a children's charity that I belong to. And that's all I'm going to say about it, okay? So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, okay? Ciao!
Hey, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Oh my God, this car's old and dingy. It's stinking here, and I'm cold. How do you get around in this thing? Jesus. Where are we going? Did you make reservations?
Yeah, I'm
vegan. I can't just eat anything. You know what I mean? I'm gluten free. I got a lot to watch my figure with.
We are. This is the
Oh,
restaurant
this
right
is
here.
it? Okay, you gonna change? You gotta put a different jacket on. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up. What are you doing? Get out the car.
Bitch.